A couple of things before I really get started. The first thing is the next episode of this series that you're enjoying right now, it's going to be a very special episode. I think a lot of you are really going to like it. It's going to be something totally different that I've never really done before in this series. I won't say too much, but it's definitely going to be very different, very unique, and I'm very excited about it. That should be up. I should be doing it on Tuesday, for me, Tuesday afternoon. I don't know if I'll be able to get it up in time on to upload it in time for Tuesday night. So maybe, let's say Tuesday late afternoon, Mexico time, late afternoon, evening, or at some point on Wednesday. I'm not sure, but stay tuned for that. The other thing is this one that you're watching today, as you can probably see now, I know it's going to be long. You can see that it's long, but I know that it's going to be long because I have a lot to say about this. And the last thing is related to the second thing that I just said. I'm super, super excited. This is, I would even say, the most excited I've ever been to do an episode. Maybe the one that I'm doing on Tuesday will top this one in the level of excitement. But I'm very happy today to be presenting to you the unboxing of the Ratt, the Atlantic Years box set. Very, very happy about this. And yes, I'm going to go through 5. This is like 5 episodes in one. And I guess I'm going to go through it track by track, although I don't know, that's going to be tough, even for me. I'm very wordy, but 5 in one shot, that's a lot. Plus I'm going out today. This is just 10 o'clock in the morning. Usually I do these in the afternoon, but I'm going out to a barbecue, kind of a party, a little social function with some friends today. So I got to do this early. Now, to begin with this box set, where do I begin? I never thought I would get this. Not like it's like my lifelong dream to have it. But when this was announced a few months ago, it's the first 5, not including the debut, the EP, but it's called the Atlantic Years. So from Out of the Cellar, Invasion of Your Privacy, Dancing Undercover, Reach for the Sky, and Detonator. It's those classic Ratt albums. This was announced, I don't know when it was, and it was going to be $200 US. There's no way I can afford or I'm willing to spend $200 US. So I thought, well, there goes that. And you know, you can't get the Ratt albums individually. I don't think they've been, from what I've seen, you haven't been able to get them individually for maybe since the original run of them, like in the 80s or maybe into the 90s. I don't know. So I thought, well, I'll never get this. So I guess at some point I'll have to maybe find the Ratt albums used, although I'm sure I would never find Detonator. I've seen Out of the Cellar at El Chopo quite a few times. I think I've seen Dancing Undercover once. One guy had it. Don't think I've ever seen Invasion of Your Privacy. Definitely never seen Reach for the Sky. Anyway, so I was kind of looking around. I was thinking, how could I get this? Now, when it finally came out last month, I think it came out in early June, and it was on Amazon Mexico, but it was too expensive. I have my personal limit of what I am willing to spend on a single record, and if I had bought this from Amazon Mexico, now it wasn't eligible for Prime, so the cost of the box set itself was considerably less than $200 US. I can't remember how much, but with the shipping, and then I would have had to pay import or duty or taxes, whatever you call it, when I received it, which I don't know if that would have been $20 or $50. I don't know. But I thought, no, I don't want to risk that because who knows? Then it gets here and I have to pay another $50, and I'm not going to do that. So I looked on Amazon Canada thinking that maybe because my friend Dallas is coming here for a visit later this year, and I thought maybe I could get it sent to him. But then I thought, nah, I don't want him to carry, to lug. It would be, it's such a big, heavy box set. Because it was eligible. It would have been eligible for Prime in Canada. Anyway, so I didn't do that. Oh, and also I would have had to pay tax if I had bought it in Canada or from Amazon Canada. So I was looking and looking, and I didn't think about Amazon US, and I looked on Amazon US, and it was the price of it. It was eligible for Prime, but then the problem was I didn't have a Prime. My Prime membership that I use in Mexico. I thought Prime were good for all Amazons, but they're only good for the country that you got it from. So This is why this video is going to be long. So I joined up for a free 30-day trial membership of Prime, and I paid up front. Amazon, this is what one thing, I don't have a lot of good things to say about Amazon these days, but one thing that I do like about them is they give you an upfront price that you pay in advance of what it costs to import it, to the taxes, duty, whatever you call it, import fees. And the cost of the box set plus the import fees, taxes, duties, whatever, I think it was 138 US, which, I thought it was going to be, or the list price was 200 plus then shipping and tax or whatever. So 138 US, including everything, I thought was it's still expensive, but it's a fair price anyway, right at about the limit of what I am willing to spend. So that's how I got it. Now this one, I was so excited to do this. Usually when I get all these records that I've been buying lately, they pile up like this, and I'll get to them all at some point. But this Ratt box set, I got it yesterday, and my plan was, because I was so excited to do this, I was going to do it immediately when I got it, because it was coming on, today is Sunday for me. And it came yesterday, and I knew it was coming yesterday, and I had planned to do it yesterday, this video, because I really want to open it and talk about it. Very excited. But, and again, here's why this video is getting long. I have so much to say, and it's so mundane. I went out for dinner with Lilia on Thursday, driving on maybe the busiest street in Cuernavaca, stopped at a red light, and my car was overheating. I was talking to Lilia like this, and I heard, that bubbling, gurgling, hot, boiling sound. And I looked at, and the heat gauge was getting up almost to the red level. I thought, holy shit. So I had to, Lilia put her arm out to say, whoa, 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 and we got down the street. And the car, it turned out that it was the fan. There's a fan, a cooling fan that keeps everything cool. That had stopped working, so that was why it overheated. So the car was going to be ready to pick up yesterday. The box set came, the mechanic was going to close at 3. The box set arrived here at 1:30. My plan was to do the video right then, because I was so excited again. But then the mechanic said the car is ready and we close at 3. So that plan was kiboshed, or kaboshed, and so that's why I'm doing it today. There's the history of this, my purchasing and receiving this box set. Now, I should say, and I'll get to the opening, look at this. This is not a good start. What angle can I show this the best? The 3 corners are okay, but this corner is pretty badly dinged. Now, hopefully, this is very heavy too. It says 6 pounds. Hopefully when I open this, the box itself will be intact. And if you can hear this, it's sliding around. It sounds like there's some kind of packaging in there, but it does slide around. So I hope the box set is okay. But before I get to the grand unveiling and the unboxing of this, I'll talk about Ratt, just my general thoughts about Ratt, before I go through album by album and track by track. One of my favorite bands ever, bar none. The thing that kind of makes me not put Ratt in my top level is kind of because I did see them live once. I'll talk about that in a minute. So I never really formed that bond with Ratt like I did with, Motorhead and Metallica and Kiss and Iron Maiden, these bands I've seen live lots of times. Ratt never toured Canada. Not sure why. And also because, after they had a long period of really bullshit stuff when there were 2 Ratts, when there was, Bobby Blotzer's Ratt, and they had Jizzy Pearl was singing for them. I had no interest in Ratt at that point. Pretty much through the 90s and into the 2000s, Ratt was pretty much a zero band, like a lot of those bands of the time. And but then Infestation came out. Infestation, I would put that up against any of these 5 classic records. Infestation is fucking awesome, incredible. I would even say the best. All those 80s bands, they a lot of them put out records later, and some were really bad, some were questionable. Ratt's is by far the best of them. It's unbelievable how good it was, or is. And I listen to that still fairly regularly. So I mean, that's my general take on Ratt. For me, they're the best. If you want to call this hair metal, cock rock, glam metal, glam rock, sunset strip rock, whatever you want to call it, Ratt are the kings. I like them better than anybody, including Motley Crue. And maybe I'll make some Motley Crue comparisons as I talk about them, because they're very parallel. You know, they started around the same time. The first Motley album came out in 81. The first Ratt EP was 83. The first Ratt full album, Out of the Cellar, was 84. Shout the Devil was 83. So they were friends too. You know, they were both Sunset Strip bands, and they, you know, Motley, Tommy Lee and Nikki Sixx appeared in the video for You Think You're Tough. And so there was always this association that I always, and I think most people have with Ratt and Motley Crue. I think Ratt is infinitely, I shouldn't say I think they're better. I like them infinitely more than I like Motley Crue. And you can see what I think about Motley Crue now. I did a video about them a couple of months ago. My history with Ratt, I only saw them, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, I saw them once. They were actually, and maybe this is why I have kind of an attachment to them too. They were the first band that I ever saw in my life. I saw Ozzy. It was April 25th, 1984 at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. It was my first concert ever. And Ratt opened. Slade was originally supposed to open, which I was excited about because Run Runaway was a big hit at that time. And I'd never heard of Ratt when they announced that Slade, I think Noddy Holder had throat problems or something. And so it was announced that Slade is off that tour and Ratt is on the tour. I had no idea who Ratt was. And it was shortly before, maybe days before, maybe a week, 2 weeks before the concert, I don't know, that I heard Round and Round for the first time ever on the radio and loved them. And then saw them opening for Ozzy, April 25th, 1984, Maple Leaf Gardens, Toronto. And I didn't meet Robin Crosby outside, but I saw him outside. And at the time, I hadn't seen the video for Round and Round. I don't know if it was out yet, and I hadn't seen it, or if it wasn't out yet. But my friend and I went with two friends, Rod Pittman, three friends, Rod Pittman, Chris Kambakos, and Phil Burkett. And we saw outside, beside Maple Leaf Gardens, we saw this big, he really stood out, this big, tall, guy with really long blonde hair, and he had a bunch of people around him. There were a lot of girls around him. And then when we went inside and saw the concert, we saw him. We said, "Hey, that's that guy that we saw outside. He's the guitarist for Ratt." And then Ratt came back to Toronto later that year in September '84. They played at Massey Hall. I didn't go to that. I'm not sure why. And they never came to Toronto again through all the years. I think they came back maybe in the later '90s or early 2000s when I didn't care about them. When Jizzy, I guess when it was just at that point, Blotzer and DeMartini were the only ones left. And didn't care about Ratt at all. And I think they just came once. So those were the only two times that Stephen Pearcy played in Toronto. And Ratt, I would say, I don't think they're ever going to do anything again. They seem like they have too many problems, unfortunately, and whatever their reasons are for not touring or doing shows or doing another record, but they seem to be done. So now my dream is, honestly, of all the bands that I like, I don't know, maybe there are a couple, but it's my instinct to say if there was one band or act that I would like to see come to Mexico City, it would be Stephen Pearcy. I think at this point that's the closest I'm going to get to Ratt. And, he is the voice of Ratt. Most people like the sing, the reason they like a band is because of the singer. Although Warren DeMartini is a pretty good reason to like Ratt too. So that's my Ratt history. I think I can open this now. Yes, here we go. Oh, I forgot to get my knife. I was so excited that I didn't pre-deploy the blade. All right, there we go. So, whoops. So, God, and I really hope this is not dinged. What should I do if it's dinged? And by the way, I still haven't fixed my other Amazon problem of all the wrong things that they sent me and the things that I ordered that they didn't send because they sent something else instead. I haven't fixed that problem because I'm seriously so distraught about that, and it's going to be such a pain in the ass that I put it off. So I don't know what I'm going to do if this is dinged. Do I send it back? I guess that's going to depend on how bad it is. I don't know. Let's see. Very excited for this. I'm gonna have to. This is a little bit heavy, so I'm gonna have to rest it out of frame a little bit. Oh, okay. It's actually packed very well inside. All right, I'm sure it's okay. So it's in this. It's got some paper there to keep it, and it's in. Oh, this is heavy. It's in. Whoops! It's in a proper box. So this is on. There it is. So there's a good sign that it is correct. I don't think they can get a box set wrong, can they? All right. So this should be in excellent condition. And what timing of this? Just as I was starting to buy records again, one of my favorite bands re-released their not their whole catalog, but you know a good chunk of it. Obviously the chunk that most people care about. All right, I'm almost there. Oh. Oh my God. All right, here it is. Oh my God, I'm very excited. So here's the hype sticker. Ratt, the Atlantic Years, and it's in perfect condition, by the way, flawless. The Atlantic Years, 1984 to 1991. First ever collection of Ratt's gold and platinum Atlantic Records years on LP. All 5 albums on 180-gram black vinyl. Includes rare 7-inch of 1991's Nobody Rides for Free. I'll talk about that too. 16-page replica tour book with never before seen behind the scenes. Oh, they're never before seen, and they're from behind the scenes. They have 2 adjectives to describe them. From Ratt's personal archives. Includes exclusive poster, bumper sticker, backstage pass, and guitar pick. To be honest, I don't really care about all those little trinkets and things like that. I guess they're cool, but for me, they're not a selling point. I could have easily, if they had just re-released these as individual records, like Scorpions did, I would have happily just bought each one of them individually. But it's nice. Actually, I really like the box. The box is cool, and there's the back of it. That's how it looks. There's the. I'll open it and show them, but there it is there. And my friend Dallas, who I mentioned earlier, he really wanted this too, but he also said that's a lot of money, although he recently got Out of the Cellar and Invasion of Your Privacy. Did he get Dancing Undercover? I don't think he did, but anyway, so here it is. Now I'm going to, I was going to say now I'm going to open it, but before I do, of course, I have to stop recording and go outside and take a picture of it while it still looks nice and fresh and juicy and new, and then I'll come back and open it and talk about it. Just a second. All right, the time has come to slice this open and really, really get into it. And did I mention how excited I am about this? Very. Let me be careful with this. This requires more slicing than your typical record. And you know what? I don't know how many box sets I've ever bought in my life. Very, very few. It's the first vinyl box that I've ever had, that's for sure. The only ones that I remember having. Okay, so this is like an insert. All right, let me put that safely there out of the way. So this is what it looks like under the insert. The only box sets I remember ever having. The first one was the Led Zeppelin. That was a big deal at the time. That was a huge deal. That came out in 89 or 90, and I hated Led Zeppelin at the time. But my friend, I don't know if he worked for a record company or if he worked at a record. He worked at a record store. I think at that time maybe he worked for a record company as well. He gave it to me for let me put this over here, for basically for nothing, like for really cheap, maybe for cost or even less. And it was very expensive at the time. That was on CD. No, so this must have been in 90 that I got it, because I got my CD player at the end of 89. So I had that one. I had the Kiss box set, of course, which was kind of, I would say, quite disappointing, especially in retrospect, knowing how much Kiss stuff there is that they could have put on it. And for some reason, I had the Aerosmith Pandora's Box set, which is kind of strange because I was never a huge Aerosmith fan. I liked them well enough. And the Motorhead, Protect the Innocent. I think that's all. I think this is, so what, the fifth and the first vinyl one. And I notice, and it looks really nice in the matte finish without the glossy sheen of the cellophane. Listen, there's something rattling around in there. I assume it's the guitar pick. I hope it's not busted parts. And if you can see it's kind of like a shadowy thing. It's got all the album covers. There's Out of the Cellar, Invasion, Detonator, Reach for the Sky, and then Dancing Undercover is the main photo in the middle. All right, so how can I do this? I'll put this here. No, I'll unbox it properly like this. So it lifts off if I can do this. Maybe I should have done this video sitting down. And there's the sides of it, by the way. Nice touch, I guess. Really, really nice packaging. All right, there it is. Oof. Oh, look at that. What a nice touch that is. That's really cool. It's just very nice to open it and see that they put some effort into it. So that's cool. All right, let's take a look at the extras, the trinkets. So there's the backstage pass. All right, this is Invasion of Your Privacy Tour, 1985-86. There's that. Here's this is a bumper sticker. I think is that KLOS? Was that their with that kind of the rainbow colors? Was that KLOS? I'm not sure. The radio station. And what is this? Oh, that's what was making the noise, I guess. Was this this thing rattling around? Oh, this is let me put that down here. This is a poster. Oof. I'm not sure about some of these. Cool, but the description. Let me read the description. So Robin Crosby, wanted for assault with a deadly 6-string weapon. Stephen Piercy, wanted for breaking and entering young girls' hearts. Warren DeMartini, wanted for the fastest fingers in the West. Juan Croucier, wanted for decent exposure and stealing the show. And the Blot, Bobby Blotzer, wanted for disturbing the peace. And peace is spelled wrong, P-I-E-C-E. I'm not sure if that's intentional or not. I'm not sure why it would be. Anyway, so there it is. That's kind of funny. That reminds me of the Kiss, the originals, how they had descriptions of, like Paul Stanley. I can't remember, but kind of funny like this. I've never seen this poster. I assume all these things were written way back then in 83 or 84. Oh, here's the little guitar pick. Oh, pretty cool. Just very simple. The Ratt logo, and as you would expect probably, Ratt and Roll on the back. This is worth about 1.5 cents. All right, let me be a little bit careful here. Oh, this looks very, very nice. This tour book, very nice, really, really high quality. This is really heavy, thick, glossy, very, very top-notch production, I would say. Very, very cool. Let me go through it quickly. Ratt on the Road and Behind the Scenes. These are never before seen and behind the scenes. Some of them are both. Why am I doing it like this? Maybe I should face the camera. Never give your back to the audience. I'll look at this much more in depth later. Some really cool pictures. I'm very excited to sit down and really go through this properly. And here's the information about each individual album, the track listing, the certifications, Out of the Cellar, 3 times platinum in the U.S., Invasion 2 times platinum, Dancing Undercover platinum, Reach for the Sky platinum, Detonator gold. So you could see the decline, unfortunately, because I think musically, to me, they were all equally as good. Oh yeah, it says here Ratt logo sticker reprinted courtesy of KLOS. So I was right about that. And you know what? I'll talk a little bit about, before I get to the actual records, which are right here in front of me. Speaking of the records kind of as a whole, I've talked about this a little bit before, I think. And I mean, everything I'm about to say, I mean it in a very positive manner. Ratt, especially these 5 albums, they didn't change at all. There was no, you know, if you say there was no growth, that sounds bad. You know, Metallica from Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets, Justice for All, Black Album, there was pretty significant difference from one album to the next. And if you look at Kill 'Em All to Black Album, it was a pretty massive difference. I would say Ratt is maybe similar to AC/DC or Slayer. I would even say AC/DC and Slayer had a little bit more change in a 5-album stretch. And I'll say this from Out of the Cellar, Invasion of Your Privacy, Dancing Undercover, Reach for the Sky, and Detonator. Really, that's as good of a 5-album stretch as any band that I like could ever have. But they all sound, I mean, sonically, I think they're pretty much identical. Stylistically, they're like, does Ratt have a song longer than 4.5 minutes? Or a song shorter than 3 minutes? All their songs were between 3, maybe their shortest song is maybe 3:07, 3:08. Their longest one is probably 4:20, 4:25. They were all very formulaic, and again, I don't mean that in a bad way. Why do I have to justify my opinion to anybody? I fucking love Ratt. Yeah, so, and I don't understand, I can understand somebody having their favorite, you know, they like this one better than that one. And I do have a favorite, which I'll mention as I get to it, but I can't imagine anybody loving one and hating another one. It just doesn't make sense. Maybe if you personally like 1 or 2 songs, or you don't like this song or that song, but all these songs are very, very, and again, this sounds bad, but none of these records, none of these 5 records stand out head and shoulders above the other 4, because they're all equally so good. And I would also say, even track by track, I don't think there's one single song on any of these 5 albums that I don't like. There are a couple that, you know, you have to have a least favorite on every record, but I really, because I've listened to all of these this week, and there's really not one song that I listen to and I go, that song sucks. You know, there are a lot of bands that I love. Kiss had a lot of songs that suck. Ratt, through these 5 albums, didn't have any. All right, so I'll get to the records now. These are packed in reverse order. So Detonator is at the top. So I'm gonna change that a little bit. I'm gonna start with start at the bottom. Start at the bottom and lick it to the top. That's a lyric from "She Goes Down" by Motley Crue. Dr. Feelgood. So let me flip this son of a bitch upside down and get to. All right, and this is what they all look like. If you want to see them stacked up like that, they look like this. So I'll get first to, oh, what a joy it is to have Out of the Cellar in my hands for the first time in 20-something years. I don't know, around there, 20 years. Man, oh man, and I remember getting this album very well. I got it on the same day as I got Power Slave in 1984. To be exact, it was November 6, 1984, and the reason I remember that is because it's my birthday, and I got this and Power Slave for my birthday. Well, my birthday party, I remember it was on a Friday, and we stayed up, a couple of my friends came over to my house, and my friend Jeff Simpsons, we stayed up all night listening to the Q107 all-night metal machine, and I taped almost everything, and I wrote down the songs, indexed everything. So maybe my birthday was on the Thursday or the Saturday or something, but I got this record from my birthday in November 1984, along with Power Slave. And now I'm about to look inside. Ratt never had lyrics. That always bugged me. They never printed the lyrics. And for sure, Out of the Cellar had that plastic dust sleeve, dust cover, whatever you call it, inside. No pictures or anything. Can't remember the other ones, but this, I'm going to guess it's probably nothing. Nice, okay. Better than just a plain black or white or plastic sleeve. So just the Ratt out of the cellar. And let me look at the records. Now I remember the records had the classic Atlantic logo, red and green with a narrow white band in the middle. I'm gonna guess this does not have that. Oh, it has the kind of the album cover on it, on the label itself. It's a little bit, got some particles on it. Very cool. I love this record. Obviously, I think this is obviously Ratt's, their signature album, their biggest, their most loved. It's not quite my favorite. Maybe it's might be second. I'm not sure. All right, so going through this track by track, and I might be a little bit lazy with the track by track, just because I'm going to do 50 songs. And that was another part of the Ratt formula. Every album had 10 songs. Not 9, not 11, 10. No filler, no instrumental pieces or except Detonator had one. That was a little bit different. Maybe I'll remember to talk about that when I get to Detonator. And I remember I loved all those photos, the individual photos of them. So I'm going to start with Wanted Man. That's maybe my favorite Ratt song in their entire catalog. I don't think I ever got tired of Wanted Man. They had great videos too. I think their videos were as good or as better than anybody's. And that video for Wanted Man, getting off the bus, in that old West, and they didn't know bar, that's a saloon. Blotzer saying that. Wanted Man. Low dealer with snake eyes. Well, low dealer with snake eyes. You cross me, you realize you're cold leather, you're hot steel. You make a move, I'll make you feel like a... Couldn't get enough of that song, and I still listen to this song several times a year. I maybe don't always listen to the album. It takes longer to listen to an album. And by the way, all their albums are around 34, 35 minutes, somewhere around there. Again, great formula Ratt had. I listen to Wanted Man many times a year. Can't get enough of that song. You're in Trouble is next. Fast as Lightning. Well, fast as lightning in the gun. His shadow's got you on the run. You're such a fight, I said you're the one. And I will only tell you once, you're in trouble. Amazing song too. Round and Round. That one I did get sick of at some point, but it's a great song. But I don't like that it is there. And I don't know if it was like this through their whole career, because as I said, I never saw them live and I never really knew, their set list or what kind of songs they were playing. But I know in the recent, the last 10 or 15 years, they, it's their signature song that they closed with, which I don't agree with. It's a great, great song, but to me, it doesn't have that element of, this is the last song of the night, and then they play Round and Round. Obviously, it's their biggest hit by far, but if I saw Ratt or Piercy live, I would be ecstatic to hear Round and Round at any point in the set. But I just think it's a little bit of a strange one for a closer. Same with Motley Crue doing Home Sweet Home, although maybe that's more appropriate. In Your Direction. Well, cast in your direction. Every song is great. All 50 songs are great. She Wants Money is the last song on side 1. She wants money, she wants money, she wants money. Oh, she. Side 2, Lack of Communication. This might have been, I think, the second Ratt song I ever heard before I had this record. I recorded it on one of these metal shows and loved it. I think that was probably in the summer of '84. Loved it, I think, more than Round and Round. Too many problems the world can't solve. Too many people, no one wants to be involved. Great song, great riff, really cool. Ratt had great riffs. Again, I'll compare them to Motley Crue. Infinitely better riffs than Motley Crue, I would say. Back for More, that was another one that I heard kind of early. I had heard a lot of these songs and had them on tape before I got that record in November 1984. And there was it Tommy Lee and Nikki Sixx when the video, was that for Back for More or You Think You're Tough? I can't remember. I used to love both of those videos. Back for More is excellent too. Not a Ballad. And that's another thing. I think maybe Ratt didn't have the success that they maybe should have had because they never had the big ballad hit like Home Sweet Home, or, you know, later Poison had Every Rose Has Its Thorn, and later than that, I don't know, Extreme had More Than Words. Cinderella had Don't Know What You Got Till It's Gone. Ratt, they kind of had some kind of ballady songs, but they never released them as videos or singles, which maybe hurt them in terms of success anyway. The Morning After, I'll leave the morning after, I'll leave the morning. What can I say? These are all fucking awesome songs. I'm insane while I'm off my rocker. I fell out of my tree. I've been standing on shaky ground and there's no helping me. Da, 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 da. I can't remember your number. I don't remember your name. I can't remember all the trouble I'm in, child. Well, I'm insane. I'm insane. Amazing too. And Scene of the Crime, that reminded me, well, years and years later, when Appetite for Destruction came out, I thought Sweet Child of Mine, the opening riff, sounds like Scene of the Crime. The entire structure of the song is not the same, but I thought the guitars were very, very similar. I Wanna Rock, but you had to roll. I came by your house, but you weren't at home while I knocked on your door. I hear you're back for more. You broke the law, you see. I'm gonna try to keep the singing to a minimum. You broke the law, you see, and that's a felony. I think you've been caught. You've been caught at the scene of the crime. So that's Out of the Cellar. Oh, what a fucking awesome album. Maybe this one is my favorite. I'll see when I get to the other one. So let me put this here. All right, next is Invasion of Your Privacy. Now, for a 15-year-old kid seeing this album cover, oh my God. Whoo! Look at that. I mean, even now, this girl doesn't look outdated at all. Wow. My blood is beginning to circulate. You know what's weird about this record? I never had it on vinyl. I have no idea why. This came out in 1985, and so did Theater of Pain. And I loved Ratt, loved Motley Crue. And for some reason, I never had either. And Quiet Riot, too. Condition Critical came out in 1985. Never had that one either. I don't know why. I had Exodus, Bonded by Blood, and Megadeth. Maybe I was shifting, although I did love this. But I don't know why, I never had it, but got this on CD later. And there's the back. And let's see inside. Oh, this is a little bit different than Out of the Cellar. Out of the Cellar just said Ratt Out of the Cellar. This has a little bit, some liner notes. Maybe because the back of Out of the Cellar had liner notes and the back of Invasion doesn't. And this, I guess, is going to be the album cover. Yeah, if you can't get enough of that girl, you can see her in small form too, and you can watch her go round and round when you listen to the record. So going through this opens with You're in Love. Oh my God, what an incredible, that's a contender for best Ratt song. Also, I don't think I ever got sick of that. The video for that was on constantly. Loved it. Again, I think I mentioned before how much I loved Ratt videos. You take the midnight subway train, you call in all the shots, you're struck by lightning, you're in love. And then Never Use Love. Is it a faux pas to have two songs with love in the title back to back, the first two songs, especially love being the last word? That's another great one. Never use love, I don't want to fight. Great riffs. This was maybe, as I said, I think these 5 albums pretty much sound exactly the same. Maybe this one sounded a little tiny like that, a little bit better, a little bit thicker than Out of the Cellar. And then Lay It Down, that was the first, what was the first single? I can't remember if it was Lay It Down or You're in Love. I can't remember, but another great song and great video. I know you don't really know me. I know you don't really care to see me. I'm into total affection, blah, blah, blah. Give It All. I want to give you all my love tonight. give it all. Another great one. Closer to My Heart. This was the, I guess, kind of ballad-y. Although, as I said, they never released as a single. If they had, maybe this would have, been a massive success. It was pretty big, and this was a big tour. And God, I wish I had seen this tour. This was, I guess, in terms of live, this was Ratt at their peak. I listen to you. Are you listening to me? I listen to you. Are you listening to me? The way that you are, it's easy to see. Feeling for you now, I feel free. Whatever. Great song. Side 2, Between the Eyes, open side 2, right between the eyes. What you give is what you get. Great opening riff to that song. Really great riff. What you give is what you get. Got Me on the Line. Hello. Nobody hangs up on me. That's I don't know if that's a favorite. The last three songs on this album are maybe my 3 favorites, aside from the singles. You Should Know By Now. That would have been, I think, looking back on it at the time and what people liked, I think You Should Know By Now would have been a great choice for a single. Very catchy, sing-along, would have been a good live song, especially that, the middle part, or the part towards the end, I think after the solo, the kind of breakdown part, You Should Know By Now, You Should Know By Now, big sing-along part. And the last song is Dangerous. Well, dangerous, but worth the risk. 20 out of 20 so far are great songs. So there's Invasion of Your Privacy. Next, we have what I would say is this is my favorite Ratt record. I do like Out of the Cellar more than Invasion, and this is maybe a good opportunity for me to see how I really feel about them, going through them, in such a condensed period. I like, again, these are all so close, but I like Out of the Cellar a little bit better than Invasion, and I think I like this a little bit better than Out of the Cellar. And let me open this. Oh, each one is a little bit different of the inner sleeves, the dust jackets. So that one and that one. Very cool. And this has got the liner notes on it. All right. And the opening track is Dance, 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 Dance. That was the lead single. I mean, that's a really, really top Ratt song for me. And another great video. It just goes to show you, I think, how impactful videos were back then. That I can't hear the song without imagining the video. Same with Lay It Down, You're in Love, Wanted Man, Round and Round, You Think You're Tough. I really, really have a strong association between the song and the video. Next is One Good Lover. She's one good lover. One to another. Made for each other, one to another. Drive Me Crazy. Oh yeah, Drive Me Crazy. It's just another weekend. Slip of the lip, slip, slip, slip of the lip. I like the way you move your hips. Loose lips, sink ships. The way you move, you don't miss. Body Talk, another great one, another amazing video. Body talk, you make my body talk. You make my body talk when you're next to me. And I'm really sorry for the singing, but I'm very excited about this. Have I mentioned that? And that was in The Golden Child. Remember that Eddie Murphy movie? That I never liked that movie, but I liked that Ratt had a song in there. Looking for Love. This is side 2. Maybe that might be my favorite from this record. Sexy. She said, I'll take you to the top of this madness. She said, I'll even take you all the way. I'm going to take away all of your sadness. You've got everything more than it takes, baby. I'm looking for you. You're looking for me. You know it's true. You're only looking. I'm looking for you. You're looking for me. You know it's true. There's nothing you can do. You're only looking for love. I know it's you. Whatever. Maybe that's my favorite on this album. And then 7th Avenue is next. I'm dying to meet you, girl, on 7th Avenue. I really want to meet you, girl, on 7th Avenue. It's Your Sweet Attitude. And Ratt songs had a great groove to them. All 50 of these songs. There were a couple that maybe didn't quite have the groove. The faster ones, maybe like Drive Me Crazy or I'm Insane. But Ratt songs just had a real fucking awesome groove to them. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the clothes you wear. It doesn't matter if they stare. It doesn't matter the clothes you wear. It doesn't matter if they stare. It doesn't matter if it's stop or go. It doesn't matter. I don't need to know. Turning out the light for the wicked nights. Next song is Take a Chance. That's of the 3 albums that I've done so far. This is probably my least favorite of them, but it's still great. I love Take a Chance. Why don't you take a chance? And then the last song, maybe this one is my favorite, Enough's Enough. Not the band Enough, Zenough. This is Enough is Enough. Proper spelling. I like the way, and this one was a little bit different. It had kind of a cleaner guitar tone to it in the intro. I like the way you talk when you undress me. I'd like to take it off. I like the way you talk when you undress. I'd like to take it off. I like the way your fingers run through my hair, if you care. If you care. You like the way I hold and squeeze you. You think it's way too much. I like the way you play so evenly. It's not me. No more wasting my time, because enough is enough. Don't think you can buy time, because enough is enough. I like the things you do when you tease me. I think you've said enough. I think I'm repeating the lyrics now from the second verse, or maybe I got them confused. But hard to pick a favorite from this one. Actually, I would say on all of them, it's hard to pick a favorite. I don't know. I don't know. Dance, Body Talk, Looking for Love, Enough is Enough. I think any of those could be a favorite. Fantastic album. Hey, my favorite. I don't have the shirt because it's my favorite. I had the shirt because I really like this shirt. Had nothing to do with the fact that I love the album. Now here's where Ratt unfortunately started to go downhill in terms of success for me, not musically, because I love this record as much as the first three. I think I maybe even like this better than Invasion. As a matter of fact, I do. As I mentioned, I went through all these earlier this week, and I think I've always known it, but I think that was confirmed this week when I listened to them all in the period of 2 or 3 days. I like Reach for the Sky better, and I'm not sure why they started to kind of, or I shouldn't say why people started to lose interest in Ratt at this point. As mentioned, the Out of the Cellar was double platinum or triple. Invasion was double or triple. Dancing Undercover was platinum. This was platinum. And I don't know why, because I don't think the songs on here are any different, worse, whatever, than anything on the other 3 records. This had the classic Ratt style, Ratt sound, everything about it. Maybe a bad logo. That's a really shitty logo. I don't like that at all. Oh, look at that. I remember that. This was also the last Ratt album that I had the record of, that I had on vinyl. Thought there was something in there. And this is obviously going to be the... I didn't show the record of Dancing Undercover. You know what it looks like. So there's the label and the record. So this opens with City to City. I'm running city to city. Great song. Not as good as the 3 openers, the openers on the 3 album before, but still great. I Want a Woman. That's also a contender for... And Ratt had awesome singles. Usually, a lot of bands that I like, and I think most people like, the singles, it's not that they're not as good. We generally don't like the singles as much because maybe they're a little bit more commercial or there's something different about them, which is why they became a single. But I thought Ratt, like Motley Crue releasing Smokin' in the Boys Room as a single, shit, that song sucks. I never liked it. I Want a Woman, You're in Love, Wanted Man, Lay It Down, Dance. Ratt had awesome singles and videos. There's one small exception. I Want a Woman, not some little girl who had to grow up in daddy's big world. I Want a Woman who can really love me, yeah. Dead Ringer of a Woman, amazing song and great video too. They had a, it was in a big arena. They filmed it. Amazing. Now, Way Cool Jr. is next. This is probably, and I do like it. Again, I like all these Ratt songs, all 50 of them. It might be my least favorite on this album, and it's definitely my least favorite of their singles. Of all their singles, Way Cool Jr. is my least favorite. Maybe it's because it had more of a blues touch to it, which I never really, and still don't really care about, but I like it. But for me, it was not nearly as good as, what came before. And Way Cool Jr. was the first single from this one. Everybody knows he's Way Cool Jr. Don't Bite the Hand That Feeds. If you want what I got, well, don't you bite the hand that feeds you. Love that song. I Want to Love You Tonight. Again, another ballady song that they never released as a single. And following the Ratt formula, I Want to Love You Tonight is the last song on side 1, just like Closer to the Heart was the last song on side 1 of Invasion of Your Privacy. I think this is even better than Closer to the Heart if you want to compare the Ratt ballad-esque songs. How does that one go? Making faces, is that all that you do? You got everything you could steal. You're always saying to me, baby, be true. I'm told forever, it's now or never. I wanna love you tonight. And Ratt had great backing lyrics too. Big chorus on this one. I think that would have been a great hit. I'm not sure what. Not that I'm, that I know any better than anybody else, but big mistake not having I Want to Love You Tonight as a single. Although maybe at that point it was too late to save Ratt, unfortunately. Side 2 is Chain Reaction. Chain Reaction 1, 2, 3. Satisfaction Guaranteed. It's a chain reaction, just you and me. The only thing that turns me on will bring you to your knees. Ooh. No Surprise. I love that. That's a great one. No Surprise. That the kind of big, vocals repeating, why live your life? And then it repeats, why live your life? And they kind of all kind of stack on top of each other. And great riff then when it comes in to open that. Why live your life with no surprise? I'll tell you one thing, And great backing vocals again. Bottom Line. Great song. Bottom Line is excellent. Something Stand Together, Stand the Test of Time. It's you and me together, that's the bottom line. Come hell or high water, till the end of time. We'll go through hell together, that's the bottom. If you want it, you know where to find it. We're together, that's the bottom line. Don't forget it, you'll never regret it. It's forever, that's the bottom line. Yeah! What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Sweet Elena. What's it gonna be? Sweet Elena. Just give it to me straight. Is it him or me? What's it gonna be? My Elena. Should I be waiting for the heaven above? And the last song is What I'm After. Is that my favorite one on this album? You're what I'm after, and now I'm after you. It's been a long time coming, and now I'm back again. Maybe that's my favorite. Tough to pick one. As I said, none of the albums stand out as one being way better for me, and none of the songs stand out as being way better. Fantastic. Everybody should love this record as much as they loved any of the 3 that came before it. And then the last record, the last full record. This is the first time I've had this on vinyl, as I mentioned, I think. Reach for the Sky was 88. I got a CD player in 89. Never bought records again until last year. And this came out in 1990. Ratt, unfortunately, had really fallen off in their popularity at this point. And again, I don't know why. I think this album is fucking awesome. I listened to it 2 days ago. And, I mean, the best songs on here are the songs that I like the most on here. For me, are as good as any of the... If I pick my favorite 3 songs from each album, I don't know which group of 3 I would like more. It could be this, or it could be the ones from these ones from this album. So this is, let me see the record. All right, so same as Reach for the Sky. I guess that's because it has lots of liner notes on the back. Now this was the first Ratt album that had 11 songs, which is really not true because they had Intro to Shame, which is really part of Shame, Shame, Shame. So let's it's such a crying shame, shame, shame. So let's say that this does still have 10 songs on it. So Intro to Shame and Shame, Shame, Shame. I'm knocking at your door. This is one of the great Ratt songs ever. My God. I'm knocking at your door, but there's no answer. I hear the moans and groans of your nasty laughter. I'm kicking in the door as your breathing gets faster. Your trail of clues is leading to disaster. Once I looked into your eyes, I thought that they were mine. I thought that they were true. Now I see your thin disguise and time. And now the finger points at you, baby. Shame, shame, shame. You should have known better than to cheat on me. Shame, shame, shame. Now it don't matter. Amazing, killer Ratt song. Go and listen to this fucking song because it's amazing. And the next song, it seems that often I think the second song was the Ratt single. Lovin' You's the Dirty Job. I love that song. That's a great for the first single. Way better than the album before. Reach for the Sky and the song Way Cool Jr. The night was wild and woolly. I don't know if another band has ever used the expression wild and woolly. The night was wild and woolly. Didn't think I'd make it through it. 'Cause loving you's a dirty job and I'm the man to do it. Ow! Love that song. And this album went nowhere. I don't know why. I should say one thing about this album. I had tickets to go see them on this tour. Finally, they were playing in, let me put this down while I tell this little story. They were playing in Buffalo, New York in July or August. I think it was August 1990. And that was going to be a great show. It was Ratt headlining, LA Guns, and Bang Tango. Now, I had the Bang Tango record, Psycho Cafe. Never got into it. Attack of Life was a good song. I was a big LA Guns fan, although in 90 they were touring on the Hollywood Vampires, which I didn't really, I love Cocked and Loaded. But anyway, I was very excited to see, and I had seen LA Guns live a couple of times at that point. But oh my God, what a triple bill this was going to be. It was going to be at Darien Lake in Buffalo. And my first time seeing Ratt at that time in 6 years. And I went with my friend Pete and my friend Jeff. We drove there, got there to find out that it was canceled. Now, of course, this was before the internet, when you had to learn things in other ways rather than checking your phone. And we got there and found out that it was canceled due to poor ticket sales. Was that this tour? Yeah, it was this tour. That was my last chance to see Ratt, and it never happened. Side note about that day, we ended up going to a mall, and I bought the Mr. Bungle, the first Mr. Bungle CD that day, and maybe something else too. So very disappointed that I didn't get to see Ratt on that tour. Next is Scratch That Itch. Scratch That Itch. That's more of an up-tempo, maybe in the vein of Drive Me Crazy, something like that. One Step Away. Again, a little bit of a ballady song. No, not really. No, I wouldn't say that. It's kind of like a nice song, but I wouldn't say it's a ballad. I'm one step away. The timing is right, and I'm gonna make you pay. One step away. No, I wouldn't say that's ballady. And then the last song. This is maybe like is Hard Time. Maybe like what was the song on Dancing Undercover? The second last song, Take a Chance. It's maybe one that stands out as my least favorite on this album, but it's still excellent. You're doing hard time. Even your soul ain't worth a dime. You're doing hard time. Turn It Over. Now this one could be my favorite. Heads I win, tails I lose. John Bon Jovi had a great cameo on this, singing the backing vocals, but it wasn't just like him as part of a gang vocals singing the chorus. It was actually John Bon Jovi, almost doing a lead backing vocal, but just him lead vocal, very identifiable. That's another song that I listen to this song a lot. Several times a year, I put this song on and love it. Is it my favorite on this album? It's pretty close. Maybe that or Shame, Shame, Shame. Such a crying shame, 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 shame. I'll go back to that. Heads I win, tails you lose. How does that one start? can't remember what's the opening lyric to Heads I Win, Tails You Lose? I can't remember, and I love that song. All or Nothing. Maybe that one. Maybe this is why people didn't like Detonator as much. For me, anyway, there are two that were again very good, but I didn't love. And All or Nothing is the other one in addition to Hard Time. But still great songs. As I said, out of 50 songs that I'm talking about today, 0 of them suck. I would even say 0 of them are like not good. Next is Can't Wait On, I Can't Wait On, Can't Wait On Love, You Got Me Shaking. Love that one. Giving Yourself Away. This is, again, a little bit more of a ballady song. My dog is barking at, I believe, another dog. Interesting. How does, I'm distracted by my dog. Giving yourself away, yo, giving yourself away. When you call me in the night, telling me your life is better off without me. I'm running through your blood. You need me like a drug, and you can't live without me. He's sticking it to his ex-girlfriend. That's what he's doing in that song. And then the last song is Top Secret. That's a great closing song. Ratt had great openers, great closers. Top Secret, great riff, a little bit of a a little bit more aggressive, up-tempo, fast song. Excellent song. And excellent album. People really need. Really, why did people not like this album? Maybe it's just the time, 1990. You can't blame it on grunge. I know a lot of people like to do that for what became of this music a year or two later, but this was 1990, before Pearl Jam, not before Soundgarden or Nirvana, but before they became known. But great album. So that's it for the albums. Now there is one other little bonus thing here, and that is the Nobody Rides for Free 7-inch. This is called a single. And this was on, it says here, it was on the Point Break soundtrack, and it was also on the Ratt 81, 91, whatever you want to call it, Greatest Hits Collection, which is one of my favorite compilation albums ever. This is an excellent song. I think this is just as good as anything. I guess this was recorded during the Detonator sessions. If this had been on Detonator, it would have been one of my favorite songs. Okay, so just very simple. And I assume it's on both sides of it. I guess, yeah. It's not listed as side A, side B, but that's what it is. So a little bonus thing to have there. Oh, let me put this back in. Where does this go? All right. There it is. I think that wasn't as long as I thought it was going to be. It must be getting close to an hour now. I think in my time it's a little bit over an hour, and I had that little break. So anyway, who cares about that? Oh my God, do I ever love Ratt? Please send out the message that these guys, get your shit together. I guess, and unfortunately, what a dysfunctional group of guys, I guess. Piercy seems to be the one that, is really into everything and wants to wants to do one last Ratt thing. And he said recently in an interview that he's kind of reaching the end of his touring days, and he still wants to do. I think he was involved in putting this out, and he's putting out an arcade box set later. But Piercy Blotzer, he became kind of a weird guy. Seemed like a pain in the ass. He was always in, saying stuff, and you would see it on Blabbermouth. And DeMartini, he's rich. He's the heir, or his wife is the heiress to, what is it? Hershey or some chocolate bar. Oh, Henry, maybe like Sue Ellen Mishke and Seinfeld, the Braless Wonder. I don't know. His wife is an heiress to some chocolate bar. Family fortune or something. So I guess he has no desire to put up with the shit that he would have to put up with from maybe at least one of the other guys. I don't know. Apparently these guys have been dysfunctional. Even when they were at their height, they I guess didn't get along well. That's such a shame. Such a crying shame. And Juan Crucier, I think he seems okay. You never really hear any anything bad about him. But God, I wish these guys would get that together and get Carlos Cavazo back, like he played on Infestation. I'm sure, I have no confidence that will ever happen, but I'd be very, very excited if that did. So that's it for. Let me get it all together here so I can show you in case you forgot what it looked like. What a beautiful thing this was. I really enjoyed talking about it, and really, really can't wait to listen to it. So that was a lengthy one. Don't forget to tune in on, I'm not sure, either Tuesday night, Tuesday afternoon, or at some time on Wednesday for this very special, I'll put that down so people don't think that I'm still talking about Ratt, for the very special episode that I'm going to be doing. Now I will go back to this and say, I love Ratt, one of the great bands ever. They deserve way better, I think, than they got. They will always get that admiration and respect from me. Ratt, yes!